They love their baseball in St. Louis, and a full house is expected to pack the brand new Busch Stadium this evening as MLB The Show is here to bring you exclusive coverage of Major League Baseball. Up next, a rematch from the 2006 World Series, as it'll be the Detroit Tigers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian, happy to have you along for what looks like an entertaining matchup. I'm joined, as always, in the booth by my colleagues Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler. And Dave, we begin with you. What looks most interesting about this matchup?
Well, Matt, we got ourselves a marquee pitching matchup here, so we could be looking at a real duel here. I think the key is going to be getting a run or two on the board in the early going, because they almost certainly will be hard to come by.
All right, Dave, thanks. And we'll hear from Rex as we get going. But first, New Era Cap takes us to the starting lineup for the defending American League champion, Detroit Tigers. Leading things off is the young center fielder, Curtis Granderson. After that, Carlos Guillen, the fine shortstop. Gary Sheffield bats third and plays left field. In the fourth spot, the dangerous right fielder, Maglio Ordonez. Pudge Rodriguez bats fifth. He's behind the plate. After that, new first baseman Sean Casey. Placido Polanco is the second baseman. He bats number 7. After that is Brandon Inge. He'll be over at third. And on the mound, batting ninth, the veteran southpaw Kenny Rogers. And on the mound to stare him down, former Cy Young Award winner right-hander Chris Carpenter. Carpenter was obviously a key figure in the Cardinals' World Series run last year, as he finished second in the circuit in ERA and topped things off with 8 innings of 3-hit ball in Game 3 of the World Series. And the Cardinals behind him will look like this defensively. Fans on their feet in St. Louis as Curtis Granderson steps toward the box, and we are ready for baseball. Now a swing and a hard hit ball back through the box. And this is going to get on through into center, a leadoff hit.
Well, this is a good job right here of getting on base to start things out. Now we'll see just how aggressively they want to play this.
Carlos Guillen will get his first shot at it here. And a fastball's in there for strike one.
Well, he gets a strike here, but he's going to need to bend his back a bit more to keep that pitch lower in the zone as this one progresses.
Line hard to center field. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, not the way you want to start a game when you're on the mound. His club's going to find itself in a hole here tonight before they get back to the dugout.
Gary Sheffield will take his cuts now. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect. Kennedy is there, and he makes the catch for the out.
Little over anxious there as he sent that one straight into the air, and the infield fly rule will keep the runners right where they are.
Maglio Ordonez will get his first cuts here. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
Yeah, and he'll look for something a little higher here.
From the stretch. And that one's wide to the mark, ball 3.
And Maglio's a guy that can reach the outer part of the plate. Great opposite field power.
And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
Why don't we check this one out from above? Watch the inside corner of the plate. Boy, there is no doubt that's a strike. That is not a very good call right there.
So it's bases loaded, one away, and here comes Pudge. And now a ball lifted into the air out toward center field. Edmonds is there, and that should be deep enough to score the run. And a relay home, and not nearly in time as the run scores easily.
Sacrifice fly and the RBI that time, as you got to figure he got the job done there.
So 2 on with 2 away, and here comes the dangerous Sean Casey to the plate. In there for strike 1.
And one of the reasons this guy's been in the bigs for so long is that he knows the importance of first pitch strikes.
And this is fouled straight back. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air into foul territory behind first. Pujols is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. Tigers lead this one 1-0. Now the starting lineup for the Cardinals here. Leading things off will be the World Series MVP shortstop David Eckstein. Chris Duncan bats second in left field. The 3-hole, of course, the former MVP Albert Pujols over at first. Batting fourth, the outstanding third baseman Scott Rowland. After that, it's the veteran center fielder Jim Edmonds. Then comes Juan Encarnacion out in right. Next is Yadier Molina behind the plate. Following him is Adam Kennedy. He's at second base. And on the mound and batting ninth, the former Cy Young Award winner Chris Carpenter. And they'll face a guy that seems to have sipped off the fountain of youth, left-hander Kenny Rogers. Rogers last year made the most of his first season in Detroit, and despite being the 4th oldest player in the league, found a way to win 17 decisions and really become the mentor to a young staff that made great strides in 2006. A look there at the Tigers defensively. They're, of course, led by the 12-time Gold Glove winner Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. There is the shortstop David Eckstein as he'll lead things off now in the home half of inning number 1. In there, no balls and a strike.
One of the secrets of his longevity in this game: work fast, change speeds, and throw strikes.
And that misses downstairs for a ball, 1-1. And he gets a piece of it here, but it's chopped foul. Fouled straight back. Now another pitch is hit foul and headed for the seats, so the count will stay put at 1-2. Just does stay alive as this is fouled back. Here he comes again, 1-2. And he takes strike 3 cold on the fastball. 1 gone.
Working the outside part of the plate. Here it is on pitch track. He thinks it's high, but that ball's got to be hacked at.
Chris Duncan will be the batter. And a fastball just misses for ball 1.
And he's not afraid to run pitches inside on hitters.
Swing and a ball lifted into straightaway center. Granderson is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Albert Pujols will stand in. Grounded softly to the left side. Picked up there by Inge. Throw on to Casey gets him for the 3rd out as that ends the inning. So they go quietly here in this half inning. It's on to inning number 2 now in St. Louis. The Tigers lead it 1-0. Placido Polanco leads things off now in the top half of the 2nd. And this is off the corner and low, ball 1.
He'll try a different arm slot here to see if he can get him to chase.
Swing and a ball lined hard towards short. But right there to glove it is the shortstop for the 1st out.
Well, he really generated his hips through the zone there as the ball is yanked hard, but unfortunately it was right at the shortstop Eckstein.
Brandon Inge will get his first opportunity now. Now a ball grounded foul over toward the coaching box. One and one. Called strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2.
And he'll wait for something a little higher that he can do something with.
Now a fastball as this is hit fairly well out toward left center. Edmonds calls off the left fielder as he takes charge for the 2nd out. Kenny Rogers will step in now. Here's the first offering. And that misses inside. 1-0. And he misses again. 2-0.
And he's going to need to rein that one in a bit because he'll get beat if he keeps leaving pitches up.
.2-0 on the way. Fouled back. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1.
Boy, and you don't want to waste a lot of pitches on the opposing pitcher.
Swung on and missed 3-2.
Oh, and a fastball down there like that will take the sting out of your bat if you make contact.
And the cutter got him swinging. Strike 3, and the side is retired. Very good inning right there for Chris Carpenter. His club trails 1-0. Scott Rowland will start things off in the bottom of the second. First pitch fastball there from Rogers as he moves ahead 0-1.
Yeah, not a pitch you can extend on. That's a good spot.
And the pitch. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats in left. Swinging a ground ball to first. And Casey will do this one himself for the out.
This is just a case of a guy having to protect with 2 strikes, and he chased one out of the zone.
Jim Edmonds will dig in here. Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless.
And that's a confident pitcher that can start an at-bat with a changeup.
The pitch. Swing and a ball headed towards the hole. Picked up there by Inge. On to first, and it's a quick start to the inning for Rogers. 2 away.
This pitch looked to be below the knees, but he got him to swing down on it for the out.
Juan Encarnacion steps in now. And he lays off a fastball. Looked good, but it's 1-0.
Looking for that corner, but he's just missing.
Well, he won't blow anyone away with that fastball, but it's strike 1 anyway. 2 out, nobody on. Down the line and just foul, says the umpire, who was right on top of it. And 2-2. And he struck him out. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals. They still trail 1-0. Curtis Granderson is ready to go here as we begin the third. Oh, and he's waiting on the fastball that time as he belts one high and deep to right center. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. And now that one will hop over the wall for an automatic double.
Well, he gives this one a pretty good ride, but you'll see that high bounce takes it over the wall for a ground rule double.
Carlos Guillen will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. And Carpenter will start him out with a fastball, good for strike 1. and that misses 1-1.
Boy, I think that umpire just flat missed this one. This should be strike 2.
One and one now to Guillen, and he lays off for a ball. 2-1. And he misses again. Ball 3. Gary Sheffield is on deck. Three-1 is a fastball, and he can't connect. 3-2.
Yeah, that's a good rip at that thing. Hitters love the high fastball.
And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Boy, and no factor up there with that swing. He was way late on the fastball.
One gone here in the Detroit third. And we'll see if they go after the free-swinging Sheffield here. Now here's the first pitch. And this is hit hard on the ground toward short. And a throw to Pujols is in time for the second out.
Well, this is one you got to lay off as a batter because all you're going to do is drive it into the ground.
Magley Ordonez will stand in. He drew base on balls his first time. Ball 1. Grounded fouled off to the right side. Swing and a liner. Base hit. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And the runner will score from second. And he will pull into second with an RBI double.
Let's take another look as he takes advantage of the opportunity here and clobbers this thing, and that goes for an easy double.
Pudge Rodriguez will stand in. He drove in a run with a sac fly his last time. And that's by him. It's 0-1.
And pitch location has definitely been a problem for him here early on. He's got to stop leaving those pitches over the plate.
Carpenter checks. Now the pitch. And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, and he'll lay off there and just take what's given to him.
And that's taken for a called strike 2. Swing and a hard liner to center field. And it'll wind up hanging just long enough for him to run it down, and with that, the side is retired. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Tigers are out in front, 2-0. Yadier Molina makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. Outside for a ball. 1-1.
Outside locator that time, but a good job to lay off.
Now the pitch. Now a ball hit back up the middle. And the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out.
This pitch looked to be below the knees, but he got him to swing down on it for the out.
So one gone here in the St. Louis third, and making his way in is the second baseman, Adam Kennedy. Watches a fastball right there for strike one.
Don't think he liked the call right there.
Ball one. Pretty well hit deep down the line in right, but that's back into the seats, foul. And he takes very close to the inside corner here. 2-2 though. And here's one taken for a ball, so the count goes full to Kennedy, 3-2. Down the line. Oh, but just foul. The 3-2 one more time. Fastball, strike three called, and he knew it. 2 gone.
Here you go on pitch track. Let's see where this thing was. Yep, that's down at the knees. You got a hack or they'll send you back. There's 2 strikes.
Chris Carpenter will get his first shot at it here. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0.
And let's see if that sets up the outside corner now.
Here's a swing and a high pop-up out in front of the mound. Inge is there, and the side is retired. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On now to the top of inning number 4. Detroit is out in front, 2-0. Sean Casey will stand in now to get us going here in the 4th. Now a ground ball towards the hole. Look at Kennedy field the position. And he is going to get him at first base. And my goodness, that was a highlight reel effort.
You want to talk about needing range to play second base. Look at him dive all the way on the outfield grass, then throw the guy out from his knees. That was nice.
Placido Polanco digs in at the plate. And they start him out away with a called strike. Now a ball lined towards center field. In there, a base hit.
And have a look. The catcher sets the target down around the knees, but this is a good low ball hitter, and he gets good wood on this one.
Brandon Inge will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. In there at the knees, strike one.
And with Pujols forced to hold at first, there's a good-sized gap on the right side of the infield.
And he lays off for ball one. Look into Molina, now the 1-1. 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
Molina's calling for this thing outside, and this pitch finds the target. Boy, that's a tough pitch to hit.
Kenny Rogers will take his cuts now. Swing and a miss that time. Strike one. And there's ball one.
Good idea trying to work the outside part of the plate with the hard stuff.
Polanco holding now the pitch. In there at the letters. 1-2 now. And he goes the other way with a fastball as this is hit well out toward deep left field. Duncan will get under it, though, and he puts it away to retire the side. 1 left for Detroit. They're up 2-0. David Eckstein will lead things off here in the home half of the 4th. And a fastball here is swung on and lifted in the air to left. Now a reach, and he takes a tumble here, but hangs on for the first out.
Well, sooner or later, these guys are going to need to stop swinging at that first pitch and start working the count a little more. You see it there, just 34 pitches thrown to this point. That's far too easy.
Chris Duncan will try it again. He flew out his first time. And here's the first pitch. Here's a cold strike about thigh high. 0-1.
Getting ahead, always a key when you're facing a guy like this.
And he misses with it. 1-1. And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way. Here it comes. And this one's low here, so the count swells to 3-1. Slugger Albert Pujols waits in the on-deck circle. And he goes the other way and sends this deep, but ooh, this will be a long foul ball. And a fastball is hit on the ground towards short. And the throw to Casey's in time. 2 gone. Albert Pujols will step in. A ground out victim as last time. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. Cardinals have been held out of the hit column here. Now a swing by Pujols, and this ball is hit high and deep, and you can forget about it. Way out of here. A solo shot for Albert Pujols. As they cut the lead in half, it's 2-1 now.
Well, you could tell from his reaction he knew immediately that he hung this one. Only question was whether it was going to get out of here. And yep, time to ask for a new rock.
Scott Rowland will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Swing and a ball pulled down the line at third. Picked up there by Inge. Throw will go to the first baseman, Casey, and that will end the inning. But not before the lone hit in the inning. The solo home run makes this a one-run ball game. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. The Tigers lead it 2-1. Curtis Granderson will dig in here. 2 for 2 with a double thus far. Now a hard liner toward short, and that's in there, base hit.
Aboard with the leadoff single, and the way things are shaping up, they're going to need to capitalize on every chance they get because they might not get too many.
Carlos Guillen would get another shot, struck out swinging his last time. Too low, 1-0.
That thing's moving pretty good at the end.
And here's a fastball in for strike 1. 91 miles an hour that time. Check swing, no swing, says the home plate umpire. Ball 2. Lined up the middle. Edmonds will give it a look, but this falls for a base hit.
Putting the pressure on to open up the inning. Back-to-back hits here, and now they can really look to capitalize.
Gary Sheffield will stand in. First pitch coming. And this one's down off the shoe tops, 1-0. And they'll need to be careful here with Sheffield. He's got it to 2-0 now. Just got a piece of it as this is chopped foul to the backstop. Fastball is looked at for strike 2. Swing and a hot shot toward third. And that's a fair ball as this one will get down the line. And now this will rattle up against the fence. And the runner will score from second. Tag there by Molina. He's out at the plate.
Well, one run's going to score on the play easily, but they try and gamble for 2 here, and they're going to be denied as a good tag at the plate stops them.
One out now here in the Tiger 5th inning, and we'll see how they pitch the dangerous Maglio Ordonez. Here's the first pitch to him. Low for ball 1. Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time. Runner at second here with one man out. One pitch on the way. And he lays off this one down and in for ball 2.
And he's starting to get up there in pitches now, worth keeping an eye on.
Oh, he wanted that one, but it misses for ball 3. Pudge Rodriguez waits on deck. The 3-1. And that misses ball 4, so it's first and second now with only one away.
Boy, and he obviously didn't care much for that call, and this is good thinking by Molina to come out and get him to take a deep breath right here.
Pudge Rodriguez will dig in. He lined out hard in his last time around. And there's his strike right down the heart of the plate, 0-1.
And boy, his location has really been an issue in the inning. That pitch is right down the middle.
And there's a fastball that's hammered the other way to deep right field. Encarnacion is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone. But it's way late, and he's in there.
Well, he's taking a chance going from second to third. You don't want to get thrown out there for the 3rd out, but he's in there safely.
Sean Casey will dig in. 0 for 2 thus far. Good fastball that time from Carpenter as he takes charge here, 0-1. 1-1. Swing and a line drive to center field. In there, base hit, and that ought to get the run in from third. And Sheffield is in to score.
2 runs in already here in the inning. Now it becomes time to take a deep breath and try and minimize the damage. An extra base hit here could really be disaster.
Placido Polanco will step in. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. And a fastball just misses for ball 1.
Good discipline there.
Ooh, and he finds his spot there, 1-1. And Polanco looks at one that misses, and the count goes to 2-1. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1.
Matt, his pitch count's up over 75, so you have to figure they're going to start keeping closer tabs on him.
And he misses with it for ball 4, so the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
Well, things are just going from bad to worse this half inning, as you can see. He is saying, where was that one? They'll need him to calm down in a hurry.
Ryan Franklin will come on looking to get the final out of the inning. So our situation has the bases loaded, 2 men out, and digging in is the third baseman Brandon Inge. First pitch coming. Swing and a miss on a ball inside, 0-1. Swinging a hard-hit ball back up the middle. And just past the outstretched arm of Eckstein, a base hit. And not in time as the second run scores.
And you know, most of the hitters in the league will have trouble with this pitch down and away, but this guy's had success there in the past, and he does it again here.
Kenny Rogers will dig in. 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Swinging a ball line softly down the left field line. Foul. 2 down, runners at first and second. Fastball that time is nowhere close, and it's even at 1-1. 4 runs here in this half inning. Now the 1-1 pitch. And did he go around? No, he did not. Ball 2.
Good job of holding off there.
The 2-1 pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. So they score 4 times on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. Last half of the 5th coming up. Tigers lead this one 6-1. Jim Edmonds will stand in to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a hard hit ball towards the hole. Oh, Polanco. Throw gets him at first, and I'll tell you what, they don't come much better than what you saw right there.
Had to go all the way to the outfield grass to rein this one in. Then he's able to get enough on the throw from his knees to get his man.
Juan Encarnacion will stride in again. He struck out swinging his first time. And a ball, 1-0. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now a ball hit hard towards the hole. Base hit.
Let's check this out from our overhead camera and see how he reaches those arms out to cover the outside part of the plate. That's a great job of not trying to do too much up there.
Yadier Molina will stride in, grounded out his last time through. Check from Rogers, now the pitch. At the knees, strike 1.
Just a perfect spot for that fastball.
Runners on first with 1 down. Line hard to the left side. And this is going to be a foul ball. Now a swing and a high fly ball, and this one has some carry on it to deep right field. Ordonez is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone. Adam Kennedy would dig in here. Took a called 3rd strike his first time. First pitch to him. And he pours this one in at the letters, 0-1.
He's got to drive that fastball the other way.
And he goes down and gets this one as it's lifted high into the air out to medium deep center. Granderson is there to make the catch, and with that, the ball game is over.
Oh, that's an appropriate way to end this one. He gave it a pretty good ride, but in the end, it was close, but no cigar.
So score this one a win for the Tigers. And Dave, it's time now to check out our New Era cap heads-up play of the game.
Well, Matt, let's take another look. This was a tie ball game at this point, but here comes the go-ahead run across the score, and from there, they would never look back.
And a good offensive performance here, but I think we can agree on naming this fella right here as our upper deck player of the game.
Yeah, Matt, a 3-hit ball game for him, and a couple of those were key hits as he swung the bat very well in this one.
So that brings us to the conclusion of this one. For my colleagues Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler and all of us here at the show, this is Matt Vasgersian saying thanks for joining us here this evening. Once again, our final score, the Tigers win it 6-1. This has been a presentation of MLB 07 The Show. For more, log on to MLB07.com. Good night, everybody.